everyone, welcome back to my Let's Play of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. When we last left off, we continued on with the case of Mr. Natsume, and we got to the point where we, some long-ass roundabout way of proving that the window was open because there was a fire in the DarkDives apartment, and they threw the book out, but maybe they threw the knife out and it stabbed the woman, I think was my argument. And I have a feeling my character Renosuke was just like doing that so he could drag the trial on. I don't know if he actually believes that they chucked a knife out the window and had enough force to stab a lady across the street in the back. I don't know. I sure hope not. I don't think he's really oblivious enough to think that. But now we're going to question these two lunatics again, Sleepy Boy and Crazy Girl, to see if they saw anything, like a flying burning book or a knife coming out of the window above their heads. So I want to say real quick, thank you guys so much for your continued support of the series. I am going to record a couple episodes for this today so I can have a consistent upload of it the next couple days for you guys. And let's see if we can beat this case. I am excited to hopefully free Natsume. I don't know. Fingers crossed. But Constable Beats report. This case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garrett. Believe me, a London Bobby is good for his word. You see, sir, the windows on the top floor of the Garrett house are top-hinged casements. Obviously, if anything had been thrown out of the window, we would have seen it. I did leave the scene to go and fetch help, but my trusty Raleigh was there to make sure nothing was disturbed. I didn't take my eye off the crime scene for one moment, sir. Nothing strange to report on that front, sir. Okay.
Well, this is quite starting. Top-hinged casement windows.
Oh, startling. Sorry, I can't read.
That detail was not in the police report, Constable. Ah, yes, sorry about that. I must have been a little drowsy, You cannot excuse your sins with drowsiness every time, Constable. No, sir.
Sorry, but... what exactly is a top-hinged casement window?
And you cannot excuse your ignorance with such trite remarks, my learned friend.
Of course. Sorry. I found it, Mr. Naruhodo. Cast your mind back to the windows of Mr. and Mrs. Garrett's room.
Alright, I'll try.
So the window opens in order to allow air to circulate inside the house. Oh! But as it's a top-hinged casement window, it swings open along the upper edge, you see.
I'm glad you've rectified your ignorance. A casement window's most prominent feature is its stay, a metal bar which prevents the window from being opened beyond a certain amount.
It prevents it opening? This is all news to me.
Absolutely correct, sir. In other words, if a book or knife were to have been thrown through the open window, it would have clattered against the pane and fallen straight down to the pavement below.
No.
You see the problem then? Good. Your education in Windows is complete. Microsoft Word is next. No, I'm kidding. There is never any possibility of either the book or the knife traveling 15 yards across the road. That is, unless the window pane had been shattered. Something we've discounted already.
That can't be! Did you see that, Raleigh? That young Japanese man just collapsed in agony.
Oh yes, my darling. I saw it. I saw how he crumbled before me.
Oh, Raleigh, you're so strong.
Get a room. How is this happening? I haven't even started the cross-examination yet, and already my argument's been destroyed. Counsel, if you could drag yourself upright again, the court awaits your cross-examination.
Yeah.
My lord. Oh good, another desperate situation.
Time to turn the case around.
Yeah, let's go.
This case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garrett. Believe me, London Bobby is good for his word. No.
Hold it!
How can you say that for certain? A very good question, sir. And the answer is this. It has the noble founding principles of the force written on it as a reminder to all us policemen of our sworn duty. He showed us that before, didn't he? Did he? I can't say I remember. To patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man. It's what the job's all about. And that is why I can stand here today beside my long-suffering wife and tell you Bobby's good for his word. While rubbing my tired eyes, admittedly. Sir! Oh, Raleigh, you're so manly. Of course I am, my darling Patricia. Oh, Pats. Oh, Raleigh. God, I hate when they do that. I'm gonna burn my eyes out. No, none of this is what I meant. I meant, how can you say for certain that this case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garrett? Ah, I see, sir. You should have said so earlier, sir. Yes, well, so, could you answer the question? That was a waste of time, then. Absolutely, sir. I will answer it to the fullest of my abilities, sir. Answer? This is a surprising reason why Mr. and Mrs. Garrett's domestic dispute can't be related to this case. But before I get into that, sir, just one thing. Yes? I'd very much like you and all your countrymen to understand the great British institution of Scotland Yard. So I hope you'll take back some tales of us London bobbies and how we uphold our guiding principles. I wasn't planning on going back just yet. I've only just arrived here. So to that end, sir, I'd be happy to lend you my warrant card for your perusal. But I must warn you, you won't be able to get through it without shedding a few tears. Thank you. I'll try. Oh, yo, what the hell do I need this for? A small folding wallet that identifies London bobbies and contains the rules of conduct to which they must adhere. Okay. I'll take new evidence. What is it gonna say? They can't talk about books that are on fire? Item number 1. The policeman will strive to preserve the peace within his allotted beat. Okay. Item number 2. Patrolling officer is expected to walk 20 miles around his beat every day for the furtherance of community relations. Item number 1. Principles of policing. Okay. And then metropolitan police regulations. Any crimes fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. Oh my god, excuse me, ow. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. Oh my god, please no hiccups right now, body. I don't need them. Okay. Huh. You see, saw the window is top hinged.
Hold it!
By which you mean they don't open fully. Is that correct? Yes, sir. They're just there to allow a bit of air through the house, you see, so they're restricted as to how much they open. And therefore, anything thrown out of their window from inside the room would simply strike their pane and fall to their street directly below. For clarity, allow me to mark the map. So the knife bounced off the window and then stabbed her in the back. Here is the location where objects would have fallen. I mean, she could have grabbed it and walked across the street. I don't know. Oh yes, directly opposite the scene of the crime on the other side of the rather wide road. Would it have been so hard for somebody to mention this top-hinge casement thing before? Well, I have another question for you, Constable. And what would that be, sir? How do you even know? Why would you have any idea what sort of windows Mr. and Mrs. Garrett's house is furnished with? Ah, well, sir, that's very simple. You see, I helped with the investigation yesterday. Oh shit, what?
Excuse me.
Do you have something to add, Mrs. Beat? Huh? Sorry. No? You look, well, delighted? Is there some particular reason for that? Oh, I was just remembering. That's all. We really were so lucky. Lucky? What do you mean? Well, of course I feel terrible for the poor woman who was attacked. Don't misunderstand me, please. But we were just so lucky it didn't happen on Raleigh's beat. It was so close, you see.
Oh, I hadn't realized. Okay, I knew this was gonna come into play. The whole, like, the officer, the beat, must be the one who does the thing or whatever.
Oh yes, that street, Briar Road, that's the boundary between Raleigh's beat and the next one. Isn't that right, my love?
Constable beat. Wake the fuck up. What can I throw at him? Someone give me something. Come on.
Huh? Yes, that's right. That's the reason I was helping out with interviewing the occupants of the Garrido household yesterday. The house is on my beat, you see, sir.
Huh. That really was cutting it close then.
Constable, I wonder if you could clarify something. If the Garrido household is on your beats, does that mean that the pavement next to it is as well?
Outside Mr. Garridib's house?
Yes, ma'am. The pavement on that side of the road is part of my beat.
I see. I was unaware of that.
And just think, if the woman had been attacked just on the other side of Briar Road, we would never have been able to go for that meal to celebrate our wedding anniversary. But that's the life of a Bobby after all.
Extraordinary people are Bobbies, tirelessly working for the benefit of all Londoners.
Do you know what I think? I think it was the good Lord's way of rewarding my Raleigh for all of his hard work. Don't you think so, my darling?
That must be it, Pat, my love. That must be it.
I think perhaps we should make sure we have that information officially on record. Leave it to me, Mr. Naruhodo. I'll take care of it immediately.
The case file's information has been updated. Pavement where the victim was found lies just outside Constable Beat's beats, the border of which runs down the middle of Briar Road.
And now it's my turn, I think.
Okay, so... Real quick... Let me... 20 miles around his beat every day for furtherance. Any crimes fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. I'm like wondering if this is gonna come down to like he shouldn't have been involved? I don't know exactly. What was the thing that was investigated? This one. Or investigated, updated? Huh. Huh. He's the reporting officer, though. It's so weird. I don't know. Obviously, if anything would have been thrown out the window, we would have seen it.
Hold it!
But it was foggy. I don't know. But according to my notes here, the sun had gone down already and it was dark.
Oh, but Raleigh and I were strolling along, gazing at the night sky and looking for our lucky star.
Sorry?
The star that will guide us to eternal happiness.
Can it guide you to answer the question?
If a flaming book had cut across the sky in front of us, it would have lit up like a shooting star. And if I'd seen a shooting star, I would have made a wish upon it. Let Raleigh be an inspector, I would have said. 3 times at least. Of course, what with the smoke and everything, we couldn't actually see any stars.
In short, are you trying to say that neither a book nor a knife crossed the sky before you?
Yes, sir. That is correct, sir. As sure as the night sky in London is starless, sir.
Huh. Certainly seems like they're telling the truth.
Yeah. And then we saw the poor woman fall to the ground, so we ran straight over to help her.
I did leave the scene to go fetch help.
Hold it!
Yeah? Yes, you said that you went to a nearby police box to fetch another officer. Is that right?
That's right, yes. If it had been on Rolly's beat, I would have known exactly where I was going, of course.
Don't feel bad, my love. You can't be expected to know the location of every police box on every beat.
So Raleigh told me the way, only I sort of got a little lost on the way. Patricia, my darling, that's why I love you. Your terrible sense of direction is bewitching to me.
Oh, God. Oh, Pat. Oh, Raleigh.
Oh, please. So, I suppose I was gone for about 15 minutes. But, like I said, my Raleigh was at the scene the whole time, making sure nothing was disturbed. I was off duty at the time, of course, but a true Bobby is never really off duty, sir. Okay. Nothing strange to report. Nothing strange.
Hold it!
I don't know. Nothing to report? That's correct, sir. I had my eyes wide open the entire time. Never looked away for a second. No one else approached the scene and nothing was removed from it. I could swear to that on the yard's honor, sir. Really? That seems a little strange. Beg your pardon, sir. Strange, sir. Seems altogether regular to me. This burnt copy of the Lion's Pride was originally in the Garrett household. So the question remains, how did it find its way into the hand of the victim? Can you shed any light on that, seeing as you were at the scene of the crime the entire time? Aha! Could it be a different copy, sir? One that just happened to be bent as well? No. Even if that were possible, why would the victim have been gripping a book like that in her hand? As we can see from this photographic print, she had a bag over her shoulder. Well, sir, that book was in the lady's hand from the moment we arrived at the scene. Is that so? There's something about this statement that's not sitting right with me. The two mysteries of how that knife ended up in her back and how that book ended up in her hand. There must be some common thread between them. Can I ask you something? Please, Mr. Lawyer, sir? Oh, yes, of course. What is it? You're touting us, aren't you? I can tell. What? I wasn't really, I mean, what is she doing? Guilt trip, please. Just because I'm a woman, it doesn't make my testimony any less valuable. You might just see me as the wife of a policeman, but I'm a woman of my word, I am. I really don't remember ever suggesting that I doubted you. No excuses. I don't want to hear it. My voice will be heard. My lord, you'll let me speak, won't you?
Yes, Mrs. Beat, you've already been speaking. I will allow you to supplement your testimony if you so desire. Sometimes the path of least resistance is the sage one. That was a very loud mutter.
I heard that. That Japanese man thinks a policeman's wife's word counts for nothing, does he? Oh my god. Well, watch out, sir. I might let you get away with something like that, but my Raleigh won't.
Duly noted, Mrs. Beat. Please, I humbly ask you to continue.
What could she possibly be about to say, I wonder?
Yeah, probably nothing good.
I know what I saw. My eyes never let me down. My sense of direction is a little off sometimes, though. Oh, head. What?
Hold it!
Mrs. Beat, nobody is questioning what you've told us. I saw it, I did. That evening, I saw it clearly. That little Eastern man with the whiskers and the funny curved back slinking away from the scene. And I know what I didn't see as well. I didn't see any flaming books or knives flying through the sky. All very clear. You also mentioned something about having a poor sense of direction. Oh, yes. Well, that's a little embarrassing, really. I'm always ending up at the wrong place when I've made arrangements to meet Raleigh. He gets ever so cross.
Okay, were they on the wrong side of the street? I don't understand.
Excuse me.
What's up, dude?
Constable Beat, is there a problem? Hello? No, sir. No problem, sir. Did your wife's remark just now bring something to mind, perhaps? Oh, Well, in a way, sir. Yes, sir. I I was just remembering that the same thing happened that evening is all.
Ah, shit, you mean Mrs. Beat lost her way? On the night of the incident?
Well, you see, I sent her off to find a police box in the next beat over from mine. But she was gone a fair bit longer than what I was expecting. I thought she'd be back inside 10 minutes, but my darling was gone a good 15.
Oh, Raleigh, you're such a tease. What?
But the reason I was so long was because of the bouquet, silly. The bouquet? Sorry, what bouquet are you talking about?
Oh, it was a present for our wedding anniversary. Raleigh's so romantic. He saved up for it with farthings and pennies he found in the gutter while doing his rounds.
Yes, how romantic. Wow.
I'd forgotten all about it until just now. Had you, my darling? He looks like he's gonna collapse.
You alright, man? Oh! Huh? Oh yes. But that was just between us. No talking about it to anyone else, darling. You have to promise.
Really? Oh.
What was that all about? Constable Beat looked very obviously troubled during that exchange. I'm afraid I can't offer any useful insight, Mr. Naruhodo. Bitches be crazy, but I'm quite sure of one thing. We have to ask Mrs. Beat about the bouquet. Mrs. Beat, this bouquet you just mentioned. I'd like you to add details about it to your testimony, please.
Oh, really? Yes, I'd love to.
Van Zinks is like, ah, shit, here we go. Someone's always gotta F it up in here.
What happened was I dropped my bouquet and ended up losing my way for a while.
Hold it!
Where? You mean you dropped the bouquet at the scene of the crime?
Yes, that's right. Oh, I was so upset. When we ran over and saw it was a woman with a knife in her back, I was so shocked that I dropped the bouquet Raleigh gave me. It was in a dark spot where the streetlights weren't casting any light, so I didn't notice it first.
And then you went to the police box to report it to the policeman whose beat it was on.
Yes, and I came back to the scene together with the other constable, you see. And that's when I spotted my bouquet again, but the funny thing was, when I went to pick it up, it was nowhere near the victim's body at all.
In case you need reminding, Mrs. Beat, the victim is not deceased.
I was all flustered for a moment before I heard a voice calling me from the other side of the road.
Your husband, presumably?
That's right. Silly me, I'd gone over to the wrong side of the street. Although, I'm gonna blame the bouquet this time. I can't think how it got there, I really can't.
So the bouquet somehow moved from one side of Briar Road to the opposite. Huh, curious indeed.
Isn't it? But the worst of it is, I forgot to pick the bouquet up again when we left the scene. That beautiful rose Rowley bought me. With that change from the gutter he spent so long collecting.
By bouquet, do you perhaps mean the sorry solitary rose?
Oh! Oh! Yes, that's it.
Oh, that hurt my throat.
That's the bouquet Raleigh bought for our anniversary, with odd bits of change he found in the gutter.
Maybe just call it a rose. Tell us, Lord Van Zieks, where did you come by the flower? According to the report by the police officer in charge of the crime scene investigation, he was found on the edge of the pavement in front of the Geradeb household. In front of the Geradeb's house? Although it wasn't noticed until the morning as it lay where the the street lamps cast no light. Excuse me. It was believed to be of no relevance to the case since it was found on the opposite side of the thoroughfare.
Oh, thank you, sir, thank you. Can I have it back now, please?
No, it's evidence. Huh. No, I think for good measure, this rose should be added to the court record as evidence.
Oh.
Ooh, a present for Patricia Beat from her husband Raleigh. The shocker seeing the stab. Victim calls Mrs. Beat to drop the rose where she stood. That means the body was on the other side of the road. Then she got up, walked away, collapsed on the other side of the road. And Raleigh was asleep, I guess. I don't know. But it's a symbol of our love. I want it back after the trial. Do you hear me? I want it back.
Good grief! Rest! Rest assured that I will do my very best not to forget, Mrs. B.
Ah, hold on. Nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garrett. Is that gonna contradict that? I don't know. Let me save. Living on the edge here with one life. Let me take a sip. I gotta stay hydrated when I play this game because friggin' the voice, I think it's the judge's voice, like, hurts my throat. Let me see it real quick. Oh, I need to go the other way. Hold on. Here we go. Anything on here? Nah. It's very stylish paper the flower's wrapped in, isn't it? It's just an old newspaper, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, I suppose it's because I'm not used to seeing English print. It looks so exotic to me. Ah, I see. Is something wrong? Oh, no. I was just thinking that if you wrapped a stone-baked sweet potato in English newspaper, it might look like some sort of fancy cake. Ah, Susato-san, you do love your cakes. Ah. A rose. Roses are my favorite flowers. Otherwise, I don't really like flowers. An English rose. It's such a beautiful flower. Ah, this is a rose, is it? I've never seen one before. Do you not take an interest in flowers, Mr. Naruhodo? I wouldn't say that exactly, but I do know 3 types at least. Baking flower. No, I'm kidding. Gosh, 3? Yes, plum blossom, peach blossom, and cherry blossom. Perhaps you should consider branching out, learning some that aren't fruit tree based, for example. Yeah, okay, so window is top hinged. Obviously, turn on the window. Just see if it's okay. I think it might be the first one. Because if she dropped it in front of their house, it should have something to do with their house, right?
Objection!
Ah, shit. Alright. Not right. Hold on. Let me press all the statements first. I should know better by now. Can't just go willy-nilly. Doing what I want. Alright, let's press the last one.
Hold it!
Nothing strange. Nothing to report. Did I already do that? Oh, that's correct. Wait, hold on. No one else approached the scene. I swear to that in the yard's honor. Oh, really? That seems a little strange. Beg your pardon. Strange. Bert. Aha, could it be a different copy? Okay. Want to see if this changed, but I guess not. Common thread. Okay, so I need to, like, press something else. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, what do you make of all this? Huh, yes. The whole idea of an invisible attacker has been troubling me all along. But I believe I'm starting to get a picture of what really happened here now. The 4th book that had no business being at the scene of the crime made me sure that Mrs. Garrett was hiding something from us. But it's becoming increasingly clear that someone else has been hiding something from us as well. I think I may already be armed with everything I need to strike a decisive blow here. Okay, this time, it's going to expose the whole truth about this mysterious affair. Okay, so, like, I'm curious if he... I think the body moved. Either she got up, like, she wasn't, like, she fell over, like, woke back up briefly, walked to the other side of the street, collapsed again, or Raleigh moved the body so it wouldn't be in his jurisdiction? I don't know. That seems kind of weird because then he was still involved with it anyway, so I don't know. Did leave the scene and go fetch help. My trusty Raleigh was there to make sure nothing was disturbed. So this one, because it was moved, right?
Objection!
Ah, really? Pooh. Okay. What the heck is it? Do I need to press her statement again? I know what I'm trying to prove, but I don't know how to prove it. Sometimes I dropped my bouquet and ended up losing my way for a while. You mean dropped a bouquet at the scene of the crime? Yes, that's right. Oh. Yes, that's right. I was so upset. We ran over and saw it was a woman with a knife in her back. Wait, she dropped the bouquet. Dark spot. Oh, hold on. Uh-huh. Okay, never mind. This one. Then. This one?
Objection!
There we go. Jesus! I was just trying to prove that somehow someone wasn't, like, something happened. It's like, there were like 3 statements where it's like, the scene was undisturbed, or it didn't happen over there. So I'm like, I don't know what to object against. You claim, Constable Beat, that there was nothing to report in the 15 or so minutes you were guarding the scene. That cannot be. What do you mean to say? In your testimony just now, Mrs. Beat, you explained to the court that when you arrived back at the scene of the crime with the policeman assigned to that beat, the bouquet you had dropped at the victim's side was no longer anywhere nearby.
Objection!
Yeah? Yes, on the opposite side of Briar Road to where the victim was attacked. But considering the size of that meager bouquet, if a single sorry bloom can be so described. No doubt it was blown in the wind across the street, back into the gutter where it belongs. Meager?
Objection!
Dude, can you stop being a douche? But if that were the case, why did Constable Beat now testify to the fact? Yeah, bitch! No one else approached the scene and nothing was removed from it. Constable Beat swore to that on Scotland Yard's honor. But the bouquet belonged to me. It has nothing to do with the case. That's why Raleigh didn't mention it, I'm sure. No, because sadly it's not only your bouquet we're talking about here. More than one thing in this case is mysteriously the wrong way around. What are you talking about? Think about it. Besides Mrs. Beat's bouquet, there's Mr. Garridub's book. Mr. Garridub's copy of The Lion's Pride, which was thrown out of the window by his wife, would have struck the pane of the casement window and landed here, on the west side of the street. And yet, it was actually found here, on the opposite side of the road, in the victim's hand. Meanwhile, according to the testimony we've heard, Mrs. Beat's bouquet should have been dropped here at the scene of the crime on the east side of the street. But in fact, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road in front of Mr. and Mrs. Garridub's house. There's no logical explanation for those things, unless somebody deliberately moved them. What are you trying to say? The way you're talking, it sounds like you think my Raleigh's done something wrong. Don't you listen to a word that scrawny lawyer says. Wittering on about books and bouquets. Why should we care? It's nitpicking, that's what it is. Oh good, Mrs. Garridub's come around. You might call it nitpicking, Mrs. Garridub. But deliberately meddling with the scene of a crime is a criminal offense. It's called, tampering, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, shit! But the person responsible for this tampering cannot admit to it. For a very subtle but compelling reason.
Objection!
Tampering? You've barely heard that term before. Tell us, my learned friend. Who would possibly have had a cause to carry out such an elaborate deception? Yes, there is someone who tampered with the scene of the crime that evening. All the evidence and all the testimony points to that one particular person. Counsel, I must demand that you substantiate this conjecture.
Who are you saying is responsible for tampering with the scene of the crime?
Shit. It's either, freaking Mrs. Garrett or it's Raleigh. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Mrs. Garrett, if she accidentally killed the woman, would obviously have a reason to. Why would he need to move the body? The only reason I can think of is because he wants to get it out of his jurisdiction. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna call this an episode here. I'm gonna be that person again. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna ponder on this and answer it next time. As always, feel free to leave a like, comment, favorite, or subscribe, whatever you guys are feeling. And until the next time, lights off, dark out.